Welcome back to the Crypto Father channel. Today is the 30th of May. We've got lots to go over, so let's get crack-a-lacking straight away, jump into the markets. The market cap is retraced somewhat. We're at $3.4 trillion, $127 billion in trading volume. Bitcoin presently at $106,000. Ethereum is struggling. Everything's in the red. Booyah, everything's in the red. But Bitcoin's got some support at $104,000 right here. This is the line that basically proved to be a resistance before the breakaway or the breakout on the 25th of May. And so right now that is going to be the support. So if Bitcoin does dump to 104, it's going to have to hold $104,000. If it does break below that, then we could see Bitcoin dropping down to 101 and then 100,099 and then below that. So hopefully that doesn't happen because of all the news. Like, there's so much stuff that's out there. Everybody's buying Bitcoin left and right. Everybody's stashing it. Everybody's building reserves. Institutions are coming in, $2 billion in inflows in ETFs. And so why is Bitcoin dumping? Well, the main reason probably could most likely be because of this. Appeals court reinstates Trump tariffs. Markets tumble again. That's not a good thing. These tariffs, man, it's like the strings on a puppet master's puppet. Puppet. An appeals court has temporarily reinstated Trump's tariffs, leaving markets steady as crypto traders await further legal developments. Not really steady. I mean, everything is retracing. Everything's in the red. So I mean, the dump isn't that magnificent. It's not that horrible. It's only on Bitcoin, it's only 4.6%, so it's not that big of a deal. Ethereum still in the green on the 7 days and on the 24 hours, but barely so. But there is a retracement from 108 to 106, and it's always kind of eerie to see Bitcoin retrace whenever that happens. Yeah. An appeals court has temporarily reinstated President Donald Trump's controversial reciprocal tariffs, pausing a lower court order that had struck them down earlier this month. The decision gives the Trump administration more time to appeal while allowing the tariffs to stay in effect during the legal process. I don't know what happened to the 90 days that Trump was talking about, that they were pushing the tariffs away for 90 days. And now there is a legal battle on whether to reinstate or revoke those tariffs. Not sure what's going on over there. The U.S. Court of International Trade had initially ruled against the tariffs, calling them unlawful under existing trade law, but the administration argued it could reimpose the duties using executive authority under Section 301, blah, blah, blah. The same legal basis used for tariffs during Trump's first term. Goldman Sachs earlier said the White House was likely to seek alternative legal channels to revive the tariffs, including Section 122, which allows temporary levies on countries with large trade supplies with the US. I also have some articles from yesterday, because yesterday the video I made was on Descent. Descent is having an event right now, so if you didn't watch that video, check it out. Right now is a very good time to pick up a Descent wallet, and if you're not planning on buying a Descent wallet to store your Bitcoin, to store your crypto, then just download the Descent app on your phone. You can have they have a 3-in-1 app, and you can download that and get involved in the event that's going out there, having a massive airdrop. So check that out. Check out the video from yesterday. Watch all the Descent. There's like 3 Descent videos, main Descent videos, probably more than that on my channel, but watch them in order to get in on the event that they're having with a bunch of other projects that they're partnering up. So, but yesterday I had a bunch of articles prepared that I didn't talk about, and one of them being that of Michael Saylor's wallet, so that's coming up. But in the meantime, Vice President Vance addresses Bitcoin 2025 conference in Las Vegas. It's shocking for me to see that Bitcoin has not exploded just yet, because apparently there's so much support for it. There's so much institutional investment, so much money coming in. The question remains, in my mind, why are things not pumping as they should be, as people would expect them to be? Vice President Vance affirms cryptocurrency's role during the Bitcoin 2025 conference. Conference emphasized public policy and Bitcoin's further development. He was talking about broader institution or inclusivity in discussions, in economic discussions of the crowds, financial markets, cryptocurrency role in financial markets. But he also said the future of cryptocurrency is the great country. In this great country gets decided at events like this. And that future is going to be decided by people, by you, not by unelected bureaucrats. He stated, emphasizing the pivotal role of public engagement. So it seems that the Trump administration is proposing, suggesting that the public will make decisions on certain aspects of policymaking, which could just be a lure. I guess we're going to have to wait and see if that it will actually be a reality. Markets sink as Fed's decision fuels uncertainty. Crypto market slides as Fed signals no rush to cut rates amid uncertainty. That's another one. This is probably the reason why Bitcoin was stalling. And then when the new announcement of the reinstitution of tariffs came in, that's when it began dumping. The Federal Reserve stated that the risks of both inflation and unemployment are high, and that it remains vigilant, monitoring developments that might exacerbate either risk. The FOMC chose to hold the Fed funds rate steady in the target range of 4.25 to 4.50% without making any commitments to cut rate hikes at this time. So obviously that's a no-go zone, because a lot of people were waiting for the rate cuts. I think there was talk of the rate cuts, and so that hasn't solidified, and that's why we have a red market. So it's the reinstitution of the tariffs, as well as a lack or a failure of the Fed to cut rates. And all of this happened within the last 2 days, literally since the 28th, today's the 30th. Trump media raising $2.5 billion to buy Bitcoin. So this is it. This is where it begins to be interesting. You've got announcements like this: $2.5 billion being raised to buy Bitcoin from one institution. Trump's VIP dinner had a surprising guest, and he made money. Did he now? A trader hedged trades to make it to Trump's VIP dinner on May 22nd. The conflict of interest involving the President Trump's barely interacting with any guest token dumps, disappointing menu protests, you name it, they got it. Last week, President Donald Trump hosted the top 220 holders of Trump Meowcoin at the dinner gala. The eponymous Meowcoin and the subsequent private dinner have created a lot of drama and elicited intense scrutiny over the past few weeks. Apparently, there were no alphas at the dinner. The dinner was crap. The president didn't engage with a lot of the people, and with any guest token dumps, disappointing menu protests, you name it, they got it. In fact, nearly half of the guests suffered losses by participating in the contest. However, there was one guest who figured out how to secure an entry to the VIP dinner without losing any money. The Verge, a tech news website, published an interview with the anonymous crypto trader on May 26th, in which he discusses pulling the big short to win an entry to the black tie dinner. Bet you 10% of dinner participants are doing this, he told The Verge. Everyone knows Trump price will fall inevitably as more supply comes online in the future and gets dumped on retail. The trader's strategy was simple: buy enough Trump tokens to make it to the leaderboard, and also buy Trump perpetual futures in a separate wallet to capitalize on any potential decline in the token's value. Easy peasy, trade both ways and you've got yourself a win, and that's how money is made. So MicroStrategy, here we are, the topic of the day. MicroStrategy's crypto wallet address is revealed. So a couple of days ago, Michael Saylor announced that sharing the wallet addresses for any company, not just for himself, but for anybody, would be a massive breach of security, a security risk, and so he believed that it was a stupid idea. But so Arkham went ahead and they revealed MicroStrategy's crypto wallets. And apparently they've got 70,816 Bitcoin wallet addresses linked to MicroStrategy, or to Strategy as it calls itself right now, despite Michael Saylor's strong warnings against public disclosures. Saylor calls proof of reserves a bad idea. Strategy, formerly known as MicroStrategy, has had its closely guarded Bitcoin wallet addresses identified by Arkham Intelligence, a move that goes against what co-founder and executive chairman Michael Saylor has publicly warned against. Arkham posted on X, Saylor said he would never reveal his addresses, so he did, claiming they've identified an additional 70,000 Bitcoin belonging to 70,816 Bitcoin wallet addresses, right, belonging to Strategy, bringing the total to $54 billion. This represents 87.5% of Strategy's total Bitcoin holdings. I'm a little confused about the wording here. It says 70,000 Bitcoin wallet addresses, or is that 70,000 Bitcoins, additional 70,000 Bitcoins? Not a very well written article. Gotta fix the wording here. Previously, we tagged 107,000 Bitcoin sent to MicroStrategy Fidelity deposits. Over 327,000 Bitcoin held in segregated custody, including Coinbase Prime, in our ministry entry Arkham added. Fidelity does not segregate custody, so these Bitcoin do not appear in the MicroStrategy entry. Circle freezes 57 million USDC linked to Libra team following Berwick Law Court order in Libra Meowcoin scam lawsuit. There's a lot of scams going on. Be careful. Like, stick to the main crypto. Don't throw your money around because you'll end up getting wrecked. You're gonna lose more money than if you just take it and put it into Bitcoin. And apparently not even Ethereum, but just put it into Bitcoin and keep it into Bitcoin, because all the other projects, man, unless you're day trading and you're watching the markets and you are on a day trading kind of schedule, then, don't put money into projects like Libra, because you never know which ones are scams, which ones are real. Look at that, Libra down 71%. Circle, the issuer USDC stablecoin, is frozen approximately 57 million on USDC linked to the Libra team. This action was taken in response to a U.S. court order requested by Berwick Law as part of a lawsuit involving individuals including Hayden Davis, Kyle Sear, Ben Chow, and Meteora. The freeze targeted 2 wallets associated with an alleged scam involving the Libra Meowcoin. Regulatory scrutiny and concerns about compliance with applicable regulations were cited as reason for Circle's decision to restrict access to the funds. There you go. Libra coin on a list of scam coins, quite possibly. And here's Euler. I made videos about Euler in the past. Euler, then it became all of a sudden BlockDAG, and BlockDAG is still on the menu. It's still in pre-sale mode. Literally, it's been like 2 years and they're still on the pre-sale, and a limited pre-sale which resets every so often, and then people still come, or maybe bots, I have no idea who these clowns are, come on my videos and comment on my videos saying trying to provoke some kind of response, saying, oh, look at that, we're still here and we're still selling stuff. Like, it's so idiotic. But anyway, so BlockDAG used to be Euler, from what I understand, but now there is a article by the Defiant, whatever this production is here. Euler continues comeback with Euler Swap DEX launch. I'd be very, very careful. This name does not sound confidence, is not confidence invoking based on my previous research. But the story apparently goes, decentralized finance lending protocol Euler Finance continues to thrive after launching its version 2 in September, and is now wading into the decentralized exchange space with the launch of Euler Swap. Euler rises from the ashes. So Euler's total value locked has gone vertical since its relaunch and is now within shouting distance of the 1 billion mark at 973 million in less than 9 months. Euler's previous all-time high TVL was total value locked was just shy of 200 million in 2022, before it suffered a massive hit from the collapse of FTX in November and was subsequently wiped out completely after a protocol hack in 2023. So I don't know how that goes, but Euler basically had a lot of money, lost a lot of money, which I assume included a lot of investors' money, which probably is not being paid back in any way, shape, or form. And now they're apparently back in track collecting more money. So be careful of Euler. I'm not sure what it is, but the product's newfound success has also propelled the Euler token higher. EUL is currently trading at an all-time high market capitalization of 170 million after reaching as low as 27 million in July 2023 after the protocol hack. Maybe they were hacked by the DAG protocol trolls, quite possibly. I haven't looked into Euler, but it did come up in my research on BlockDAG. So be cautious of these guys here and definitely stay away from BlockDAG. India's central bank to introduce features for digital rupee pilot and test cross-border payments. So India looks to be poised on re-entering the crypto market. No more banning crypto. They're trying to push it down people's throats, more like it. Now with the digital rupee, it's basically a CBDC. Yeah, Then we've got the French football club Paris Saint-Germain, PSG, announces Bitcoin reserve. See, another Bitcoin reserve. And just a couple of days ago, GameStop also announced a purchase, a massive purchase, like $500 million worth or something like that of Bitcoin. So there's more and more institutions pumping money into Bitcoin. And of course, the bear market is going to be epic. The amount of money that is going to be sold, rugged from under you, once these companies make profit, because you don't seriously believe that they will hold on to their Bitcoin forever. They invest into Bitcoin right now because they know they'll be making profits. So anyway, so there's a football club now getting in on the action. 21 Capital secures fresh capital to deepen Bitcoin reserves. There is more Bitcoin being bought. $685 million worth of Bitcoin raised, or dollars raised by Bitcoin. Tether reveals that it owns 100,000 Bitcoin and 50 tons of gold. Everybody's now buying Bitcoin. Everybody. Will they be selling Bitcoin? I think so. I think the bear market is going to be epic. BlackRock reportedly targeting major stake in upcoming crypto IPO. Circle, the issue of behind USDC stablecoins, preparing to go public, and sources say BlackRock is gearing up to take a significant piece of the action, possibly acquiring 10% of the offering. That's what BlackRock's doing. BlackRock is still BlackRock, you know, despite the fact that they're along the fact that they're offering Bitcoin ETFs, because remember, ETFs are simply IOU notes. They're not actual ownerships of Bitcoin. So while you purchase stocks, or while you purchase ETFs on the stock markets, and you get exposed to companies and through ETFs, it's a little bit different than owning Bitcoin or buying Bitcoin ETFs, because while you cannot own pieces of company, well, not really, right? I mean, you have to go through a broker, you buy stocks, so you never really own them. You never really have an ownership of your stocks. They're always held by a broker. You just get IOU notes. But for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, whatever cryptocurrency it is, you actually own the asset. You can have it in your physical wallet, not in your hand, obviously, because it's a digital instrument, but you can be the owner. You can own it. While when you purchase ETFs, you don't own the Bitcoin. You only own IOUs. So that's what BlackRock is in the business of doing, basically selling you IOUs, and owning. BlackRock owns the Bitcoin and just gives you an IOU note saying you get a driblet from the profits that we receive by owning the Bitcoin. Largest bank in Spain prepares crypto expansion under EU's MiCA framework. There you go. Donut raises 7 million to build AI-driven crypto browser. This should be interesting. Donut secures 7 million. There is another crypto browser that I've got. It's called Mask, M-A-S-Q. I've made a video about it before. I'm pretty sure I haven't touched it in a long time. I tried to get a hold of the devs, and they were a bit dodgy. I guess the size of my channel is not significant enough for them to agree to have a sit down, to have a powwow, unfortunately. But Donut raises 7 million, so that could be interesting, having an AI browser. Maybe interesting, maybe not. I think it would be interesting. Bitcoin ETFs report over $4 billion in inflows on institutional demand peak. So there is a lot of money flowing into Bitcoin. So why is Bitcoin not moving, right? Once again, remember, Descent are having an event. So pick up a Descent wallet. You can get 2 of them for $99 off. Or if you get a single copy of these wallets, the biometric wallet, you get a $30 discount on them. This is exclusively from the CryptoFather channel. On the regular website, it's $10 less. So you get an additional $10 off with the CryptoFather ref link. So get that wallet, store your Bitcoin, store your crypto on this fantastic biometric wallet from Descent. And if you don't want to get the wallet, you can still participate in the Descent airdrop, but of course you get a bit more bang for your buck when you do it through the biometric wallet. So check that out. Check out the video I posted yesterday. Other than that, please remember to smash the likes on this video, subscribe to the channel, and come back on Monday for more videos. I don't usually post videos over the weekend, although I should, but I do other stuff. So have a fantastic weekend. Hope you had a good week. I will see you on Monday. Peace.